Good evening, everyone. Welcome to yet another live stream from the Top Echelon Day 2 for the EU server. At least it is another one when you take into account the total, but it's the first one for the EU because last night I could not get the systems to work. I had Restream working as intended, I had my OBS working as intended, but YouTube would not accept the data. So I had to replace all the links for all the live streams because it did the same thing in NA later on. So yeah, it's not really been a very relaxing streaming season, at least this weekend, because of that. But I got it to work again and Wargaming updated the links, so we are good to go. So tonight, like I said, I'll be streaming the EU server, the Top Echelon Day 2. That means that we have 3 matchups. I have no idea who I'll be following. Yesterday it was quite mixed, and I don't know who I'll end up with tonight. But it's definitely going to be fun. All the top 8 teams are pretty epic and lovely people, usually. So I'm very much looking forward to that. So I'm going to take away the preview now so that you can see this is the current scoreboard for the EU server. We have Imor with 4 points, followed by Apa with 3, Luxnoven with 3, Exegi with 3, Kraken S with 2, Tercios Españoles with 1, Knice with 0 points, and us, which is the the new version of Machete Lodico Afare with 0 points as well. Which surprises me because I saw Mac play yesterday quite a few times and they were absolutely lovely. I liked the tactics, they just couldn't bring it home, unfortunately. But yeah, like I said, it's going to be fun. I'm just waiting for YouTube to catch up so that I can start the whole thing on YouTube as well. And then we just have to wait for the room invite before we actually get to see a battle. So I'm going to take you out of here and into the garage where we will be enjoying this lovely scenery with the dog that is barking that you can't see anywhere, and that vexes me a great deal because I hate that it's there but you can't see it and it should be there somewhere. But yeah, and I still have a free crate to open on this actually I have 2 to open on this press account, and I got Poopsters. No surprise there. This is not my main account, this is not my own account, this is Wargaming's account. And they gave it to me to test tanks and to stream things like this. And I basically use it for that mainly because no one can find this account. It is like sort of hidden, you can't contact the profile or anything unless you already have me as a friend, which makes it ideal for streams like this because no one can send you messages. Except for the ones that you already have on your friend list, of course, like I said, but that's it. I'm not going to be playing for you guys tonight, and that has everything to do with the fact that I can't play PC to save my life. So I would never do that to you. So instead we are just waiting for the room invite. I will have some replays to show you in between. And other than that, just enjoy the show really. I'm waiting to see if YouTube is actually getting this, because then I can activate it and then we can go and enjoy the games. It does seem to be working. YouTube is accepting my feed, which is a big relief because after yesterday, I'm not taking anything for granted anymore. It's just like, it was so weird because all the settings were right and Restream was getting the data from OBS just fine. YouTube just wouldn't accept it. And according to Bushka, it has something to do with the fact that they are switching from an old system to a new system. And with the live events, probably those that have been made before and those that are made now, I don't know. YouTube doesn't like them anymore anyway. So we are about ready to go. We just have to wait. Room invite should be up in about 2 minutes or so. And yeah, should be fun. I'm just going to resize the YouTube screen because I always keep an eye on the chat itself, because that way I can respond if needed, but most of the time I really can't, because if you keep in mind that basically the whole YouTube thing, there's a delay of 5 minutes. The delay is there so that no one can stream snipe someone else, but it also means that anything you say that I respond to, you hear 5 minutes after you said it in the chat, which is quite useless, so I try to avoid that happening. But other than that, should be a fun stream. I hope it will definitely go better than yesterday, because yesterday there was no stream at all. And after that it was really weird because I got the YouTube thing fixed, or at least I made a new event and that worked fine. And I went to stream NA and we didn't get a room invite in NA. So that was just like, what? Why? But for Asia this morning, well, this afternoon, it worked fine. So I'm really, really hoping that it will work the same for EU tonight. And of course, with the gameplay, I'm not too worried about that because the gameplay has been great fun so far. So we just have to be a little bit patient, wait for the room invite. There it is. And we have Kraken S versus Lux Novum. So that should be a fun match. We are starting on Fort Despair, so I'm going to call up the map for you guys to show you what it looks like in case you didn't know yet, which you probably can because it's one of the maps that we can dream, especially after the Twisted Cup final where we saw Raid push their tanks into the lower right corner. We have base A that is very open and basically accessible to lines of fire from pretty much everywhere, including all the camping spots, and this map has quite a few of them. And then we have base B, which is a little bit more secluded, and base C that is a lot more secluded, but it is harder to move from base C to the rest of the map, whereas base A and B you can dominate together, but base A is just really hard to camp because of the fact that you pretty much die instantly when you try and cap that, at least if the enemy has any brain and is in any position where they can stop you. So that is the first map that we get. This is a best of 3 system, which means that if we have a tiebreaker, we are going to Alpenstadt. Alpenstadt looks like this. I quite like the map. You have base C, which is the heavy base, base B in the middle, and base A, which is considered a mat base. There are no really direct lines of fire from one base into the other, but from base A to base B, there's the most lines of fire. Base C, you actually have to actively move away from it to get shots into base B. But again, base B is the one that will be pretty much the hardest to cap, because there, if you can see it, there's quite a few lines of fire into it. All the same though, it is a fun map, it is a versatile map, and we've seen super heavies do incredible here, and we've seen fast tanks do incredible here. So I'm quite looking forward to that. Like I said, best of 3, the one that gets 2 victories first gets the point. But if you miss a point, it's not the end of the world, basically, because like I said, you have round robin system, which means that you have 7 points in total to get, and those with the highest amounts of points, 4 of them, will go through to the finals tomorrow. I'll be streaming those as well. I'm going to take away the map so that you will not have to see a map on the screen while we have a battle. An ambulance has already been called. It's going to pass my house really soon. I actually don't know if you can hear that, but usually my microphone picks up just about everything. And we see that Kraken they both have a spectator. And for Kraken, we see them completely readied up now together with Lux Novum as well. We still have 2.5 minutes left to go. But we see for Fort Despair and 113 and IS-4, a bad chat, 2 E3s, a 263 and a T57 heavy for Kraken, which means that they have a lot of firepower, but not all that much speed. I think that the bad chat will be running around a lot. And on Lux Novum's side, we see 3 IS-4s, 2 E3s, and 2 mice. That's no speed at all. That's just armor and troll guns. So that's going to be... woof. It's going to be an interesting match for sure. Definitely also with the YOLO Wagon and the T57 Heavy. YOLO Wagon is a very peculiar tank, and the T57 Heavy can be utterly amazing. But once it has to reload that clip, it takes forever. So I'm very curious to see what will happen with these lineups. All the same, should be fun. In the meantime, by the way, my co-colleague, conculega is what we would say in Netherlands, which basically means like a competitor, but also a colleague and a friend. It's kind of a mixture that works, but yeah. Brian, which is Rolling Swarm, is also streaming. Be sure to subscribe to his channel as well, because he's amazing, he's a great guy. And he has true heart for the competitive scene together with me. His whole channel is basically based on competitive gameplay, which I think is really nice, because no other YouTuber is doing that. So yeah, that is basically it. We still have just under a minute left to go before we go into the battle and see what is happening. In the meantime, I am seeing notifications on Discord, so I'm hoping nothing bad is happening. Probably not though, so I'm just gonna check that real quick. One of the Kraken members asked me to change sides so that I can have an extra spectator, but that doesn't work like that. Let me see where I can find where he said that. So that I can... Oh, actually, we're entering the battle, so let's not do that. I'll reply to that later. But actually, Rexy Commandant has said that there's only one spectator for both teams. For each team, I should say. But here we go. And let's see what they do with this lineup. Up and away. And we see Kraken focusing primarily on base C and base B by the looks of it. Whereas Lux Novum is pretty much doing the same thing. But they have such a heavy lineup. It can work out so well for them, or it can work out really, really badly. But the mice seem to be both going to base C, which means that the Batchat could be... Actually, no, they are splitting up. But the Batchat could be in a lot of trouble here. And he already is getting shot. Ooh, nice bounce by the Batchat. Don't see that all that often. The IS-4 is moving in. Batchat is running away. He's like, nope, let's not do this. And most of Kraken is positioned around base C, but we have the E3s that are here. And they have, one of them has been spotted, the Diamond Dude. And you don't want to get into the line of fire of those two E3s. But the Money Dude is behind there as well. There's a lot of dudes in the other team. I quite like that. The Batchat is changing positions a little bit. But overall, no one is getting a base yet. And no one is actually doing much of anything yet. So I'm going to take you around slowly. Show you all the positions in this amazing stalemate. Where not much is happening. We see a blind shot going on. But doing no damage because no one is there. The only one that has lost some HP so far is the Batchat from Kraken. And he's hovering next to E3 now, ready to spot anyone that goes up. But everyone seems content to wait. HP wise, I believe that this match would go to Lux Novum if nothing happens. Because then the one with the most HP will win. And we have just completed a full circle. One of the 113s has been spotted, shots fired. E3 taking a tiny bit of damage, but not all that much. And he's repositioning just a little bit. And the 113 is wisely hiding. Not much going on. The Money Dude now slowly, no, not even making a move. He's just moving. And not much is happening. We have... Now we see something happening. The mouse is going to take base B. Which makes sense because Kraken has no people there to actually keep a watch on it. So that means that Lux Novum will have the advantage here. And now the pressure will be on Kraken to make a move to do something. But the base that they now seem to be going for is heavily guarded by a mouse, an IS-4, an E3 and an E3 at the back that can make a move at any time. Not sure where he's going there. You could just use the mountain of rubble to hide behind. And immediately Lux Novum actually pulling back. T-50 Heavy taking some damage, but now they have the base. But they are 65 points behind Lux Novum, which means that they need to take out 2 tanks. T-50 Heavy taking some damage from the IS-4 here. And basically not much happening still. I'm just circling around, waiting for some epic action. But the T-50 Heavy is getting absolutely hammered, and there he goes. That was the end of the Phoenix. And he will not rise from the ashes in this match. So that means that Lux Novum definitely has the advantage now. And Kraken will need to take out at least 3 tanks to make a difference. The 263 is taking some damage here. Ooh, there's a building in the way. It won't let me fly through that. And Lux Novum is content to wait. And I fully understand that. They have no reason to feel pressured at all now. Especially since they have a gun more. But they still managed to do some noise damage to the 263 over there. And I don't know why he is peeking out like that repeatedly when he's been shot pretty much every single time. One of the Kraken E3s has been spotted now. Doing no damage yet. But they are making a move, and that means that right now, Luxnoven is making a move as well. And they are grabbing base C. This is cheeky gameplay. But we are going to go for the action, because base C is uncontested. And the E3s are moving to try and get some damage, but mostly they are just getting damaged. So now they are ceding base B, but they have let them take base C, which I think is not really a good call. Because they are at a distinct disadvantage now. Ow, poor Tristan. He's been absolutely hammered and just got deleted. Which means that Kraken is now 2 guns down. They've lost way more HP. And they are driving with their flanks to the enemy. And this is not really the way to do it. They are getting themselves singled out. Kinoa just got deleted. Shogun is next in line to get deletion. Especially since he has his butt towards the E3 now. And that's not going to go down well. Let's take a look. There he goes. And now we have a very low HP Batchat that miraculously manages to survive. But not for much longer. And there goes the last DIs for Captain Kraken. And that is the end of the first match. Very nicely played by Luxnoven. I love the whole patience that they have. In the meantime, I'm quickly going to copy-paste what Raxi said to the Kraken guy, so that he knows that I'm not making this up. Because I think he blames me for them not being able to put in another player as a spectator, but the thing is that it's not up to me. Wargaming decided this. I'm sort of like an extra. I don't count as an extra spectator. Lux also only has 1 spectator. So there's nothing I can do about that. Sorry, guys. But yeah, with 45 seconds left to go, we are ready for the second match on Fort Despair. And we see Kraken readying up with 4 mice, 2 T62As and a Jaeger, so that is really a lot of armor. And we see that Luxnoven is ready with 3 IS-4s, 2 E3s and 2 mice, so that's also a lot of armor. Gonna be interesting to see what they do with this. So first, he gives me a whatever because I said that I don't count as a spectator. But now that I actually quoted the guy, he's like, oh, alright. So yeah, nothing I can do about that, guys. I don't count as a spectator, I'm sort of like extra. But here we go, second match. And there's a useless Kraken. I love the name. So let's go up and away. Let's see what they do. I'm actually going to adjust my camera speed to a far slower speed. Because with all these slow tanks, it's going to go quite slowly. But they do look fancy, all those mice. And we see Luxnoven taking into account that there's a lot of slow tanks here and they are going for base C. It will be pretty much impossible for them to get base B, but they should get. All the mines have been spotted and I hope they take that in, they work that to their advantage and take base C. But it looks like that they're doing just that. Kraken will take base B, there's no doubt about that. And thus both teams will have a base, but Kraken... Ooh, not sure what happened there. They just drove on through. Then they're leaving one guy. But all the mice are moving through. They're not even trying to cap it. And I think... Look at all the bounces. Oh, that is epic. This is why you would use 4 mice. But it does not look good. It will cost them painfully. The E3 glorious dude is actually being hammered. He's already dead. And the poor other E3 is now being rushed by the T62 Ace and the Yege. One mouse just bit the dust. But look at this. You can't angle into this many directions as a mouse. And look at the focus fire into that Perforas. That was just, probably pronouncing that wrong, but that was just lovely. The Lucy Bussy dude is also gone. The Diamond dude is almost gone. Perforas just went. And Lux Novum is at a disadvantage. I think the combination of armor and just DPM here won't crack in the game. That was brutal. And they are being picked apart one by one. And one of the T62As has been taken out. But we have the Yege that is coming. We have one lone mouse. Actually, we have 2 mice and a Yege. 2 mice and an IS-4. Versus T62A and a mouse. And this could go either which way. They need to take out that Yege. And they take out the mouse. But the IS-4 will take out the Yege. There you go. It's actually the mouse that does it. And now they need to work together and not block each other. And I love that the red line dude is actually trying to save his teammate. But this could go either which way. And they are sort of like blocking each other. That's not really a good thing. And I have a feeling that this will be Kraken's game. I love the whole giant let's take all mice with some speed. That works really well. And now the mouse is effectively shielding his teammate. And there he goes. And look at all the corpses. Look at all the mice corpses. Oh my lord. Look at the damage done. Wow. And just the combination of sending those big tanks in first, having them be focused, with all the bounces, and then the 2 mediums just running around and cleaning things up, that was just lovely. So yeah, with 1.5 minutes left to go, we got the tiebreak on Openstadt. And both I can't get over the mice. That was just so much fun. Just so you know, I can speak, well, I can understand a bit French, so being toxic in the chat doesn't really help. Okay, so we have Kraken ready with a mouse, a grill, an Object 140, 2 IS-4s, a Foch and an E50M. And Lux Novum is taking 2 Object 140s, a T22 medium, 3 IS-4s and a 268. And on the other side we see one of the tanks has been changed to a T62A. So that's going to be nice to see. On Openstadt, heavy tanks can work their magic really, especially around base B. But there's not all that much other directions that you can give a super heavy on this map if you want to have effective team play, because it will take for ages to get anywhere. And here we go. To be fair, that mouse tactic just made my night. It shouldn't have worked. It really shouldn't, but it did. So let's go up and away and see what they do and where they go. And we see one of the IS-4s heading towards base C. We see a nice little push going here. Let's have a look at that. And the mouse is readying up to go and make that push. Oh, the IS-4 was not supposed to go away. This is costing them a lot of time. But it is working. I wonder if they're gonna try and get the Foch up there as well. But it means that Lux Novum has a free cap. There goes the grill. No, they're not gonna push the Foch up there. But Lux Novum now has a free base. And that's not really something you want, though. At this stage, because it's a tiebreaker. And we see the E50M capping base C. He has been spotted, so he has to be careful. But basically they will be behind quite a bit in points by the time they cap that base. And the grill is in a lovely position with a lot of liners of fire, but he has no targets because no one has been spotted. And the rest of Kraken is making due in the middle of town. The Foch is in another camping positions. But overall both teams are holding and not much is happening. They don't really need much happening because, well, they have a grill at the back and they can just camp. But Lux Novum has a point advantage of about 60 points thereabouts. And that means that they have the luxury of just having to hold. They don't really need to do anything. We see the E50M that is trying to spot some campers. He's not spotting the Object 140 at the back there. No one else has been spotted. Blind shot going into... He has not been spotted, but they know he has to be there. That shot just went into the center. And now he's just confirmed that he is there. Oh, that was lovely. They've still not actually shot him, but they know that the grill is there. More blind shots going in there. Oh, I love this. Grill's still undamaged. But he has to reposition himself after every shot. Oh, they are getting close to him though. They're just not quite getting him. And not much is happening, and Kraken will have to make a move. Now they are capping base B, or attempting to. But that's not happening easily because they have base B quite nicely covered. And they have been spotted. And we see the E50M trying to shoot the IS-4. IS-4 saving a shot to decap base B. But this is nice, we have a mouse that is protecting the IS-4. And that means that they will get the base regardless. Even though it might cost them quite a bit of HP for the mouse. But if the mouse survives, it will be worth it. If the mouse does not survive though, I'm not sure it will be worth it. But I love the whole protection scene that they are going on here. But the mouse does not survive it. And it means Tristan has to be careful and he has to pull back. But they do have 2 bases now. The question is, will it be enough? Technically speaking, it should be, but no one else can die. And Tristan is on his own. He's gonna get rushed. He's using the mouse corpse. And the grill is still behind there. And they are trying to steal base B and they can't really afford that. Kraken has to make a move here. They have to... Ooh, HP is being bled. But they have to keep that base. And base C is now being capped. E50M lost just a ton of HP. T62A is there. So we have a lot of firefight going on. But it's not going to be enough. Lux Novum will have this. And brilliantly played. The pushing up the grill just took way too long. And capping base B just was way too much risk. All they need to do, they have 2 bases now. 1 tank needs to die and then that's it. There we go. 1k points for Lux Novum. Lux Novum has the point. Very lovely game. Very well played by Lux Novum. So that is that point given away to Lux Novum. Exeggy won by the looks of it. Yep. Ooh, they won from Imor. Appa is still going, I think. No, they won from Tercios Españoles. Well, these we know. Mac got their point. But they're up next against Exeggy. I have no idea who we're going to get next, by the way. Room should be up in... not too long. Let me see. In about 1 minute. Scoreboard is not all there yet. But Lux now has 4 points. We have a lot of teams with 4 points. But we're going to see if... Actually, I don't know if we're following Lux Novum or Kraken or whoever. I'm going to open my last remaining free crate. And we're going to see what happens then. These were fun matches though. I quite like this. It's not quite as die-hard as the professionals tournament, but the gameplay that we see and the tactics that we see are so nice. And definitely kudos to Lux Novum for having very patient gameplay. I think what Kraken did with the mouse in base B was epic, but the fact that it cost him the game eventually cost them the point. Oh, we are following Kraken versus Tercios Españoles. And we are going next to Rockfield, so let me just call up that map for you. Here we go. This is Rockfield. This is what it looks like. And we have base A, which is basically the heavy base. Base C, which is the mat base. Base B, that is the please shoot me, I wanna die base. There's a ridge between base C and base B that you can get shots into base A from, but you have to expose yourself quite a bit to do that. And overall, I find that it is easier to dominate base A and B together than B and C. But we'll see. And not all of these matches have been about points. They have also been about just murdering each other, so who knows? And if we get a tiebreaker here, we get to go to one of my favorite maps, which is Canal. Canal looks like this. You have base A, which is in the camper corner, base B and C closer to their respective spawns, and base D, which is basically the mat base. There's a lot of camping positions in this map, but overall I really like it because it's one of the bigger maps, and that makes it more interesting because more can happen. You can go more directions and everything. By the way, I feel the need to point this out. Olo Elf Olo, this guy, the eyes fall on the Tercios Españoles side, is one of the people that I've seen the most in the game. He started around the same time I did, so he's one of the names that always stood out to me. And he's always so friendly, because every time I met him in game, it's not just directed to me, but just to everyone. He would just greet the team and wish them good luck and all of that. It was just so nice. So that's something, yeah, I felt the need to point out, because he's just a really nice guy. And basically we're just waiting. We have just a little over 3 minutes to go. And then we get to see what happens in this matchup. And I don't know, by the way, this does not necessarily mean that I'm following Kraken. It just means that I'm stuck to this match now. I honestly have no idea, but we'll see. Kraken is a fantastic team to follow though. I like the way that they play. I love the mouse tactic. That was just awesome. So I'll be happy to follow them. And for Kraken, we see now completely readied up with 2.5 minutes left to go. We see 2 AMX 50Bs, 2 IS4s, a 268 and 2 140s versus a grill, an E3, 2 E5s. Oh no, wait, 1 E5, a Foch, 2 IS4s and a mouse. And I like seeing an E5. Oops. You don't see that all that often these days in tournament battles. And I think that's a shame. It's still one of my favorite tanks. I don't like it as much as I did before, because with the way that they buffed it, or nerfed it as I call it, they actually had the... they actually took the uniqueness out of it. The E5 was one of those tanks, you couldn't drive it like a normal heavy. It wasn't a medium either. It's just like a nice heavy, and it required its own tactics. And with the way that they changed it, they actually just made it into another heavy. And that's one of the things that I really dislike. I really wish that they would just leave it as is. It needs the cupola to just be fun. But yeah, we'll see what happens. That's basically the reason why I really wanted T95 E6, because it's the E5 before it got ruined. But all that aside, we just have over a minute left to go. Everyone is ready. They have an... Tercios Españoles is not using a spectator. Kraken is. And we got to see what happens soon. We just have to be a little bit patient. And then we get to see. "45 seconds. This is basically the stuff that I dislike the most. If everyone is... Well, actually, no, they're not readied up. They unreadied and now they're changing things. Maybe the camo, maybe the ammo loadout or equipment or whatever. I never know. But he has 30 seconds to ready up again. And we have a change. We now have a grill, an E3, an E5, an STB, 2 IS4s and a mouse. I love the STB. STB is one of the most fun tanks around, in my opinion. I love the whole... It's just the master of peek-a-booming, really. Especially around edges and ridges and all of that. It just plays so nicely, drives so smoothly. And here we go. Still a lot of IS4s also on European server. Let's see what Shogun is doing. And Kraken is definitely focusing on the A and B side. I wonder if they're going to get away with the cheeky B cap. Not sure if they're going to do that. But we'll see. Would be fun if they did. It's not something that you usually see. And Noxus seems to be doing just that together with Useless. That's very useful, not useless. I love it. Because if you manage to get this cap, basically, it's nearly impossible for them to take it from you. And we have Rubek all on his own. That's going to face the entire Kraken might. And Kraken will now probably also get base A. Ooh, mouse has been spotted. And we see first shots going in. Phoenix just a bit too hasty there. But Bulgura still has it. Of Burgauer, however he wants to pronounce it. Bounce is happening on the mouse. But Kraken now has 2 bases, whereas Tercios only has 1. And that definitely puts the pressure on Tercios. The 268 is pulling back undamaged, but spotted by the STB there. So they don't want to risk that. And the AMXs are waiting to get their shots in. They know the STB is there, and the STB is like, nope, not happening. So he's pulling back now. Base B is attempting to be stolen by Elf. They can't really let him get away with that. But they're gonna be too late. Base B got effectively stolen. Very nicely done by Elf there. And they are paying for it. But all the same, they have the base. They can just afford to be patient now. The mouse now getting in the middle. Lots of traces of lines of fire. Elf has paid for it in blood. But they do have the base, and that means that they will have an advantage soon. The Object 140 getting shot. Elf going 4140s. He's not gonna live all that much longer, unless they're very careful. The mouse making a move now. And basically Kraken has to play this wisely. Useless is being left alone. And he's helped now by Phoenix. But that's not an easy way to deal with the mouse. And they're all 3 there now. But there goes Useless. Naxos is 1 shot. And he's gonna get killed by the mouse. There we go. And Kraken has lost 2 guns. Tercios basically really stole the game from them. They shouldn't have worked out like that. They had the epic way to begin it. And now only Elf is dying. There goes the AMX. There goes the mouse. But this is not going in Kraken's favor. Shogun is now reloading his clip. He's basically just leaving Burger to die. He can't really do much. Burger does have a little help from Captain Kraken. But he's almost dead now. He's not going to survive this. And now Tertius has all 3 bases. Makes the kill, makes another kill. And only Captain Kraken is left. They have already reached 1k points. And the match is for Tercios Españoles. They started it so well. And it just slipped away from them. Actually, no. This is a round robin. Double elimination happens tomorrow in the finals. Just so you know. But that has been a very fun match. So, in 1 minute, we got to see the second match on Rockfield, and we see tanks changing. Not everyone has readied up yet, but now we see Tercios Españoles ready with 2 AMX 50Bs, a 268, an E5, a Batchat, a 113, and an IS4. And we see Kraken that has almost readied up with... Not entirely certain. People are being changed. But we see we see 2 113s, an IS4, an E50M, an E3 and 2 E50... actually 3 E50Ms, that's a lot of E50Ms. Possibly changes now. No, 2 113s, an E3, an IS4, and 3 E50Ms for Kraken on Rockfield. To be honest, the E50M can work out really well here. It's not my preferred tank, but then this is a team game, so what happens here is not necessarily what will happen in a random battle. And here we go. And we see Kraken again heading more for the middle and a little bit to the left. And we have Tercios Españoles heading a little bit to every direction. And they send the Batchat alone to the middle. Oh, that Batchat is going to get absolutely wrecked. Especially against the Ram Panzers. He's not going to survive this at all. And that is the end of the Batchat, and it cost the E50Ms very little. The AMX has arrived. And he's now getting hammered. He's now on the long reload. And Kraken is actually getting in each other's way, and that's not a good thing. The E50M died because of it. And Useless is almost dead. But Kraken has lost 1 gun, whereas Tercios has lost multiple. But Tristan is about to meet the 268. Ooh, that hurt. The E3 just took a massive hit into the AMX. And overall, this is played very messily, really, by both teams. They're not really allowing for anything. Base B is still being kept. Useless just died. Pandemonium has just died. We have a 113 that is about to die. A poor elf is now dead. And so this game will be for Kraken, but it has been a very messy game. There goes Loco. And now Pepujito is the only one left. He's not gonna survive for all that long, not against this onslaught. He does manage to get another kill though. And there he goes. And the match is for Kraken. just over 2 minutes long. So that is... wow. But we do get a tiebreaker, and I like that because we get to go to Canal. I don't believe Loka is participating in the top echelon, is it? I think. Now you make me uncertain. But yeah, after this I'll check the score and I'll check also the other echelons. In the middle and the lower that are also happening right now, just to give you an idea of the score. And in 1 minute we get to see the next match. And not everyone is ready yet because Canal is a very different map. And we see a lot of speed on Kraken's side. We see Igriel at 268. And let's see what else they're ready up with. Okay, Tercios Espanoles is ready with Igriel, 2 113s, a Batchat, 2 AMX 50Bs and a mouse. And Kraken is yet undecided for a little bit to see what they want. And there we go, we have a Grill, a 268, a Batchat, 2 113s, a Leo and an E5. And this is such a lovely, lovely map. And you can do a lot with both these lineups. They're pretty mobile. Except for the mouse, of course. But they can go every which way. And that just makes it quite fun. And in 10 seconds we get to see the tiebreaker for this point. And here we go. Let's see what happens. And we see the Leo and the Batchat both not heading towards base D, but no one on the other side is doing that either. And everyone seems to be going towards base A. And they have been spotted already. They know that they're there. E5 has to be careful like that. Ooh, poor Quinoa has been absolutely hammered already. And Loco took some damage as well. Base B is being kept. Batchat is capping base C. And I wonder if he's gonna go... ooh, blind shot into base C there, but it does not no avail. I wonder if they're gonna try and cap base D, because... ooh, Kraken is losing a ton of HP just trying to get where they want to go. Leo versus the AMX is not looking good. E5 can't really do anything. Miraculously does not get damage for that. Both teams have lost a lot of HP right now. And the Leo manages to get there, but the AMX is almost reloaded. This is not where you want to be in a Leo, facing off against an AMX. That is the end of the Leo. That was a very useless move, actually. E5 is getting hammered and is now dead. Kraken has lost 2 guns already. And Tercios only lost 1 and they're now getting another base. They will need to play this very carefully. The Batchat is capping base D. And he's going to be meeting the other Batchat there soon, I believe. No, the Batchat is going away. But Tercios definitely has a point advantage. They have a tank advantage. They have an HP advantage of 2k. And Kraken can't really do much. Basically, I'm thinking that the point will already be for Tercios Espanoles. 268 has been spotted now. So he can't remain camping. Tristan has to be very careful where he is. And there he goes, he's been deleted. And now Kraken has 3 guns, whereas Tercios has 6. And the mouse is like, yeah, screw this, I'm moving in. Missed shots, but it's a mouse that you're dealing with. Elf is just coming. They are going to finish off Quinoa. And that's the end of Quinoa. And it is 6 versus 3. Ooh, the Batchet just took a massive hit. We have Batchet on that side, but there's a grill involved. And that is not going well. And that is the end of the Batchet. And thus we slowly move over to the other side. We have plenty of time. The mouse is moving in, the 113 is moving in. The 268 does get a nice shot in. But it is safe to say that this is Tercios Españoles' game. And a point. There's not much else they can do about it. The mouse might die for it. Which I think he will. Ooh, no, HE on a mouse. Why would you do that? That is the end of the 268. The grill's almost gone. There goes the grill. And the point is for Tercios Españoles. So let's see what has gone down so far. We are going to look first, of course, at the top echelon. Appa, 5 points. They are up against Exegi next. Let's see if Lux already has a result. They are still facing against Imor. So no use for looking at that. Tercios Españoles. Well, actually we know, we just saw that. And Us is facing up, just lost against Exegi. So we have a relatively clear top 4. So those will probably be the ones that we see in the finals. But let's see the lower echelon first. I actually have no idea how the lower ones work, to be honest. Oh, that's already cleared. Okay, so we see tomorrow then. These 4? Actually, no, I actually have no idea. Let's see how we see that. Oh, they already got knocked out, the lower bracket. Oh, that's how it works. Okay, it just puts it weirdly. These 4 seem to be the ones that are going to the finals tomorrow. And they're going for the upper bracket. Come on, it would help if you load. And let's see. Finals upper bracket. I think that this is it. This is Do they have matches tomorrow? No, they don't. They have it today. In 15 minutes they have their finals. This is the middle bracket. Does Loca still have a chance? Yeah, no, they still have a chance. Quarterfinals lower bracket. All this, I like seeing it in an actual bracket kind of stuff, because that makes it a lot more clear to me. Let's see if the Blitz assistant has anything to say about this, because it can be quite useful. Let's see, tournaments. Current. Middle echelon. I'm just going to look at the chart. This is so confusing. And let's see when we do have our next match, by the way. When is the next match? It would help if it loaded. In 6 minutes. Thereabouts. 7.5 actually. So in 3 minutes the room will be up. Which leaves me with a bit of time to try and figure out how this works. The Blitz assistant isn't really helpful with this either. But I hope you make sense of what I showed. Now, to be fair, I just saw someone comment on what I said about Useless making useless move. I understand why he did that, but he lost so much HP trying to do that, and it had absolutely no effect. So that made it useless, but yeah. So we are just waiting. Room invite will be up shortly. I'm not going to play a replay for you in the meantime, so you just get to enjoy my garage. This tank, I got it. I still need to drive it. It looks so freaking adorable. That's why I basically got it. It's been in the game for like forever. And it just looks so cute and tiny. I mean, I love the Fury. It looks so nice. But look at this. It's so cute. You just want to hug it. So we just have to wait, try and find the dog that is not there. Try and determine why they chop the trees like that, because that is not a useful way to chop a tree. With a saw maybe, but not with an axe. And it's not the only one that has been chopped like that. Overall, though, I do like this garage. It looks quite nice. With a nice beachfront there. Nice little river. Trucks and tanks going up the bridge there. Actually, you probably didn't see that yet. I tried showing it what the stance is, but it's like really unclear to me. But I think that they are... Wait. Why is that the name of a team? The M3X guys? You know, why does Wargaming allow stuff like that, honestly? There we go, room invite. And we are still with Kraken, and we have Kraken versus Immor, so that will be fun. Immor is such a lovely clan. Really nice people. And yesterday, I had them in the first match versus Mac. And with all the technical difficulties, I saw some really lovely games, but I couldn't stream it. It was so frustrating. But yeah, we are going to Oasis Palm, so let me just grab that map for you. It looks something like this. You have base C in the desert, base B in the middle of town, and base A in the upper left corner. I personally really like the positioning around base C. And I just realized that yesterday I discovered that Dynasty Sprawl is actually a panda. But this looks a bit like an upside down ghost kind of thing. Well, genie probably. I wonder if they do that on purpose. Or if it's just for laughs and just accidental. But yeah, overall, I like the positioning around C. I try not to go to B because there's so many lines of fire, so I don't want to go there unless I know exactly who's there. Or where the enemy is, I should say. And base A is more for when I drive heavies or super heavies or something. But anything remotely fast, I prefer to take to base C. And if we get a tiebreaker after this, we go to one of the other maps that I quite like, which is Canyon. Canyon has base A, which is in between buildings. Base B is if you're trying to cap it, you die. And base C is actually more to the corner than it shows. And I quite like this map. There's a lot of lines of fire from old positions into other old positions. And that makes it a quite versatile map, and that is why I like it. I don't like maps that are too predictable, and in this game, in this map, it's not that predictable. So with just 3 minutes left to go, we know the maps. I'm going to take it away so that it doesn't block half your screen. Sorry. I just noticed a game in a name in the YouTube chat that is the French baguette and the German potatoes. Oh, that's lovely. So we have in Kraken's corner 1, 2, 3 IS-4s, an E50M, a 113, and a Foch and a mouse. And on Immor's side, we see an E50M, 3 IS-4s, a Patton, a mouse, and a 268. Sorry, I'm going to take a bit of a drink because my throat is itchy. That's mainly because of talking, but also because I'm actually sick. There we go. And with 2 minutes left to go, we are ready to go. And I'm quite loving these games so far. They're interesting. They're not very still. Well, some of them were sort of being like that. But Lux Novum just held so nicely. I really like their gameplay. I like it when a team can practice patience. When they have the advantage, there's no reason for them to just push aggressively. So yeah, let's see what happens. In just under a minute and a half. We just have to be a little bit more patient. And after that we know who's going through to the finals tomorrow. And the finals tomorrow will be a double elimination. Oh, Michelle, we rarely do a tournament in GNA. I quite like doing it, but like it relaxed. So we do it every once in a while when we find the time. And when 7 people at least find the time to do it. Which isn't all that often, to be honest. So we do have tournaments every now and again, but not often. And here we go, we enter the final countdown. We are ready to go. We are ready to see Kraken versus Imor in this lovely showdown. There we go, let's go up and away, and we see Imor focusing primarily on the seaside, whereas all of Kraken is going into town. Which makes sense with the mouse, but it also means that if Imor plays it carefully and they are holding at the back, they don't know that they have a free base there, basically. But they will pretty much soon, I think. And Imor is working to cover all the bases, but I think that Kraken will probably dominate most of them, except for base C. So once they know where all of Kraken is, they can cap base C really easily. We have a mouse that is holding. We have Tristan just not giving a damn and just moving into base B. Ooh, the mouse is getting absolutely hammered there. But we have Dimeback Barrel that is taking shots. Kraken is just rushing. They're going for a full-on push, even if it costs them quite a bit of HP to do that. There goes Dimeback, and that means that Mr. Rain is now in trouble. You have the 268 at the back, almost reloaded, so he's gonna get some juicy damage there into the Ice 4. But it won't save Mr. Rain. And at the reload here, he is gone. And then we have a cluster something that I can't say on stream here. And tanks are dropping left and right. Kraken lost 2 guns, but more HP. We have the Foch that is moving in, going after the E50M and the Patton, I think. The mouse is on his own, but is being ignored. The Patton is primary target, and look at the focus fire, I love this. There goes Captain Kraken. And it is 3 versus 4. But as long as they focus fire, they should have this. The E50 taking a shot there. Andre surviving for a little bit longer. And I wonder... No, he's still alive. And we have a Foch facing off against... There they go. And now it's 4 versus 1. Foch versus 268. And he's been deleted. And the first game is for Kraken. Michel, just to explain it. This part of the tournament is round robin, which means that every team faces every other team. That is why you're seeing so much Kraken. Because they have basically 7 matches. They had 4 last night and they have 3 tonight. So yeah. And double elimination is tomorrow with the finals. So then people actually got knocked out. But at this stage no one is getting knocked out yet. So we have Imor completely ready with an E50M, 3 Ice Force, a Pattern, a Mouse and a 268 for Oasis Palms match 2. And Kraken is almost ready with a 268, 2 E50Ms, a Mouse, a Chieftain MK6, an E5, potentially some changes. Let's see if they keep the same tanks, but we see the same thing happening on the other side. No, they are changing tanks, both sides. And Imor now has an E50M, a 140, a Pattern, or maybe not. Things are changing left and right. No, we have 2 E50Ms, a Pattern, 2 Ice Force, a Mouse and a 268. And Kraken is running up with a 268, 2 E50Ms, the 140, Chieftain MK6 and a Mouse and an E5. It's actually, oh my god, stop changing tanks really. I can't really read the lineup when you keep changing your tanks. Okay, so this seems definite. We have 2 113s, a Chieftain MK6, 2 E50Ms, an E5 and a 268. With 14 seconds left on the clock, I think that's enough changing for tonight. And here we go. 5 seconds left. And let's see what they do. So we have Kraken now primarily focusing on the desert, but Imor is doing the same. We will have a head-to-head battle here. And I very much wonder who's gonna win this. Because Imor seems to have the more mobile team. But Kraken is going through the middle here. Shots being fired. Not a lot of HP damage being done yet. And Dimeback Barrel just lost quite a bit of HP. But he is being protected by his teammate. And the rest of his team is arriving. We have the Pattern going to the side. Potentially going to the rear. And basically these guys have to just hightail it out of here if they can. 268 now in trouble. They can't really leave them. But the 268 will likely be taken out quite fast. The rest of Kraken is arriving. But I don't think it will be in time. The 268 now has 2 Ice Force behind them. And that is the end of the Pattern. But they will have to be careful. There goes Dimeback. And it looks like Kraken might be taking this home. Looking at the HP that is dropping. There goes Elons. There goes Andre, but there also goes Persfuras, and it is 5 versus 3. I love the focus fire that we're seeing from Kraken, by the way. Captain Kraken only now dying. The Mouse arriving, but not in time to save his teammates. And E50M still alive, but now he's not. And now it is 2 versus 3. The 113 is not going to survive this. There he goes. It's 2 versus 2, but Kraken has a lot more HP. And there goes poor Mr. Rain. And now it is 2 versus 1. And they only have to take out the Mouse. Nice little bounce by the Mouse there. But it's near impossible for Imor to take this home, and that means that Kraken gets the point. This is like very brutal, very mean. And there we go. The mouse is gone. The point is for Kraken. And that is the end of this matchup. Short but sweet. Lovely gameplay by both. Very aggressive gameplay by Kraken, really. And Immor tried going aggressive last match, but it didn't really work out for them. They didn't seem to make the push for it. So that means that this is the final score for Immor. They have 5 points. Let's see what Exeki has. They are still going against Apa. Let's see what Lux Novum is doing. And they are still up against Mac. And the last one that we need is Knight. And... Dun 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 dun. They are still up against Tertius. I actually dislike that you don't no longer see the scores in between. And the rest is about to start their next match. I'm actually going to check the rules to see when the finals are. It doesn't actually say. I'm not entirely certain if we will have the first round of the finals tonight or tomorrow. I should think that the whole finals are tomorrow, but I'm not entirely certain. Yeah, it doesn't say this here. But I will hold out patiently, sort of. And in the meantime, I'll quickly check the forum to see if it says anything about that. Because with the professionals tournament, it stated exactly what was when. So it would actually really help if we just knew when are which matches. Not even sure this matchup has a dedicated forum topic, to be honest. Seeing a lot about Twister Cups and all of that. And professionals, but not about the Echelon. Only from last year. That's not really useful, though. Isn't there like a link in here? No, it's not. It would help if they had an actual topic on the forum about this. Because I would like to know how much I have to stream today, actually. Appa took it home. So that means that these three at the top are definitely through to the finals. And let's see if we know what Lux Novum did yet. No, we don't know that yet. So now we just have to wait a little bit and see what happens. It's a shame that there's no dedicated forum topic to this. I'm just checking in again. It is a bit slow with updating and all of that. It's not real life. No, it's real. No, it's real life. It's not. Yeah, I don't know. Real time. That's the word I was looking for. Because that would definitely help. Ah, and Canal is not taking any points home. But that just ends with 3 points then. There is no free camera on mobile. Just so you know, it's only on PC, which is like why I am here and working on my PC. I would love to have it on mobile, because then I could play games in between while we wait and all of that. But I really can't do that. I won't do that to you, let me put it that way. And Lux took it home here. So that means Luck and Immor and Extegi all have 5 points. And Apa has 6, so that's the definite top 4 that we get. And they should be going through, but I want to know in the final stage what the lineup is and whether or not this is the end for tonight or if we have more matches. Let's see. Oh, it actually does say here. There we go. May 26th, which is tomorrow. So that means that for tonight we are done. And we have the full final stage tomorrow. But again, best of 3. So the games are over quite quickly there. But that means that is it for tonight. We have the top 4 that we know. The other finals are still in progress, so definitely check in-game for those. And that means that I'll be stopping this stream now, and I'll be back later on tonight in about 6 hours to be exact for the NA day 2 of the top echelon. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all the lovely teams for the gameplay, because this was lovely to see. And I'll be seeing you guys next time. Good night.